Rabbi? So the blessings are here too.
I also have the.
Okay.
Remember that we had that challenge last year, so I printed them out.
Okay. Perfect.
These are also good.
All right. Great. The more the merrier.
Chag Sameach! We're going to begin with the Mariv service in the Siddur on page 264. That's 264. Please rise for Baruch Hu. Ve'hu rachum yechaper avon v'lo yashchit v'hir ba'al ha'shiva po v'lo ya'ir kol chamato Adonai Hoshia melech yaninu v'yom koreinu Baruch Hu et Adonai Amorach Baruch Adonai Amorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. Baruch Adonai Melech Olam asher b'dvaro ma'ari v'aravim b'chokhmah p'teach sharim. El Chai v'Kayam Taminim Lo Chaleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Amari V'Aravim Avat Olam B'Yislamcha Havta Torah Ve'avatecha Al Tasim Mimenu Le'olamim Baruch Ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim. Adonai Echad V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha V'hayu advarim ha'ele Asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom al levavecha V'shinandam levanecha v'dibarta bam V'shivtecha b'beitecha u'malaktecha v'aderech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'ninecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'isharecha. We're in Siddur Lev Shalem on page 266. V'hayayim Shemot Yishmael. Adonai Elohechem Emet V'emunah kozod v'kiyam leinu kiyam. U'malchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael lachanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh Norati lo tosefele Malchutcha rovanecha b'kayam v'nei Moshe Zeili anu v'yamru Adonai imloch leolam voed. V'ne'amar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugelo mi'an chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai gal Yisrael. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu shalom. Ushmor teiteinu voinu l'chaim l'shalom me'ata v'ad olam. Baruch atah Adonai shomer amo Yisrael ad. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish, page 269, followed by the individual whispered Amidah for the evening service, which you can find on page 270. It says at the top that this is the Amidah for the conclusion of Shabbat and festivals. Just skip over the section that it says to do for Havdalah for the end of Shabbat and festivals. We're not doing that. But do turn where it notes that you should add Al Hanisim for Purim. Do turn to page 431 for the Al Hanisim for Purim. Chatzi Kaddish, page 269. Yid Gadol V'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah V'Alema Divrach Yirtei V'Yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon Uvyomechon Uvechayei Decho Beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman Garim Himeru Amen. Yeshmei Rabba Mefarach Me'alam Lal Me'al Mayam Yidbarach Vishtabach Vitvar Vishmam Vinase Vidadar Vidale Vidalash Meni Gusha Richu Leila Min Kober Gada Vishirata Tushbechata V'nechmata Tamiran Be'al Mavimru Amen. Al Hanisim Gala Porkan Gala Gala. Name Mordechai Vester B'Shushan Yirak Shem Madal Hem Madal Hashem Kisha Shmi Baruch Lavei Kol Yekim Kim Hashim Yakash If you haven't completed your individual whispered Amidah, please continue. We join together for Kaddish Shalem, page 280. Yikadav Yikadash Me Rabbah. Me'amad Yivach Yutei V'amlich Malchutei B'chai Charim V'chon V'chai D'chol B'Yisrael B'agal Ha'aretz M'karivim Ramein Yehish Me Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam L'mei Amaya Yiparach V'yishtabach V'yitpar V'yishma Minaseh V'yidadav V'yidalav V'yidalash Me'negudisha B'richu Le'elam Michol B'rgadav V'shirata Tush B'rgadav Nechmata Tamiran Me'amavim Ramein Titkabal Tzolatan Uva'utan Dechol Yisrael Kadam Avun Di Vishmaya Ve'imeru Amen Yesh Lama Rabba Min Shemaya Echayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imeru Amen Ose Shalom Bimramav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. We remain standing for the blessings which precede the reading of the Megillah as we invite Logan up to begin our chanting. We need some gabayim. Let's open up the scroll.
Just the before.
Baruch, go for it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu mitzotav v'tzivanu amikra Megillah.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shasa nisim lavotenu ba'amim hahem b'azman hazeh.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'kianu v'yikamanu v'yanu b'azman hazeh.
Amen. You may be seated. We turn to chapter 1 of Megillat Esther. Chapter 1, verse 1.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, hello there.
Is it okay if I close this for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Vayhi b'mei Hashverosh hu Ahashverosh hamalech me'odov Yakush sheva v'yashru mimea medina v'ayimim ahem k'shevet hamelech Ahashverosh al kisei malchuto asher b'shushan avira b'shanat shalosh malchu asa mishtel lechosara v'avadav Hel paras v'umadai hapartimim v'esrei amino lefanav baratot et oshe kavod machuto v'et yakar tifer gedulato yamim rabim shonu mimea yom uvimlo hamim haele oshe hamelech hoam hanitzaim Bishushan Habira, Limekado, Vakatan, Mishtel, Shivat Yamim, Vatsar Gina, Batan Hamelech.
Chur. Karpas utechelet, achuz bechavlei b'utz v'argaman, al gililei chesef, amudei sheish, mitod zahav v'chesef, al ritzpat pad v'shesh, v'dar v'socharet, v'ashkod pichlein zahav, v'chelim mikelim shonim, v'yen malchut, rav ki yad hamelech, v'ashti achadat, eino neis kichein, yisad hamelech, al kol rav beito lasod, kirtzonish v'ish, Gam vashti amalka aseta mishtei nashim beit hamalchut asher l'melech Hashverosh vayom Hashevi ketov lev hamelech bayayin Amar limuman misachar bona bigta bevakta zetar v'charkas shivat asarisim hameshartim epenei hamelech Hashverosh leavi et Vashti amalka lifnei hamelech v'cheder malchut le'arod amim azarim et yofya ki tovad mareh Main Hamalka Vashti Lavo bidvar hamelech asher biyad asarisim vayitzof hamelech meod v'chamato baravo vayomer hamelech lachachamim yodei ha'itzim kichein nevar hamelech lifnei kol yodei dad vadin ve'akarov elav karshan hashetar admat atarshish meretz marsana memuchan shivat zarei paras umadai roei pnei hamelech Hayoshvim Rishona b'malchut kedat malasot b'malka Vashti asher lo asta el mamar hamelech Hashverosh miyad asarisim. Eileen and Ava.
Vayomer Hamelech Chachamim, or
We did that one.
okay, there we go.
All right. That's where you are, right?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Yep.
Really loud.
Vayomer Memuchan Lifnei Hamelech v'Hasarim Lo al Hamelech levado Avta Vashti Hamalka Ki al Kol Hasarim V'al Kol Hamim Asher V'Kol Medinot Hamelech Hashverosh
Yeah. 17. No, Kiyetse. Or if you want to go back to here, that's fine too.
Wait, I thought it started with Emal Hamelech. I thought it started with Emal Hamelech.
Yours starts. It doesn't start by Yomer Muchan.
No, we just did that.
I know.
Okay.
Where do you think yours starts?
Emal Hamelech.
That's in chapter 7. I think. Alright. I think I must have sent you the wrong.
Well, there was like a few lines that I told you I couldn't do.
Yeah.
So wait, I have like the email I think that says.
Okay. What you did last year was started Vayomer Memuchan. But it's okay.
It's okay. It's Purim. It's okay.
I'm sure it was my fault and not yours.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the end of the chapter. You pull up the thing so I can see what you learned.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
I'll make sure you do it. Ki yetzei dvar malka al kol anashim lavzot balehen beinehem beomram hamelech Hashverosh amar lavi et Vashti amalka lefanav velo ba v'hayom hazeh tomar nasarot paras umadai asher shamu et dvar malka lechol sarei hamelech uchadai v'zayon v'katzef. I found it.
We got it.
Ava, come back.
We got it.
I found it. It was just a verse later.
We will be on verse 19 momentarily.
You got mine because I completely lost track. There are too many.
Emal Hamelech Tov. You got it.
Emal Hamelech Tov Yetzei Devar Malchut Melpanav Vayikatei Bedate Paras Umadai Velo Yavor Asher Lo Tavo Vashti Lifnei Hamelech Hashverosh Umachutach Yitain Hamelech Livertah Hatava Mimena V'nisma Pitgam Hamelech Asher Yisa B'chol Malchuto Kiravachi B'chol Hanashim Yinu Ikar Levalehem Limi Gadol V'yad Katan Vayitav Hadavar B'nei Hamelech V'hasarim V'yas Hamelech Yidvar Memuchan וישלח סיפורים אל כל מדינות המלך, אל מדינה ומדינה ככתבה, ואל עם ועם כלשונו, להיות כל איש שורר בביתו, ומדבר כלשון עמו.
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Good job. We're on chapter 2.
אמר הדברים האלה כשוך, חמת המלך אחשוורוש זכר את ושתי ואת אשר עשת, ואת אשר נגזר עליך, ויאמרו נערי המלך משרתיו, ויבקשו למלך נערות בתולות טובה מראה, ויפחד המלך פקידים, כל מדינות מלכותו, וקיבצו את כל נערה, כל נערה בתולה טובה מראה על שושן הבירה אל בית הנשים, אל יד הגה סריס המלך שומר הנשים, ונתון תמריקן, והנערה שתיתה בעיני המלך תמלוק תחת ושתי, ויטב עדה בעיני המלך ויסכן.
איש יהודי היה בשושן הבירה, ושמו מרדכי, בן יאיר, בן שני, בן קיש, איש ימיני.
איש יהודי היה בשושן הבירה ושמו מרדכי, בן יאיר, בן שמי, בן קיש, איש ימיני, אשר הולה מירושלים, עם הגולה שהגלתה, עם יחונה מלך יהודה, אשר הגלה נבוכדנצר מלך בבל. ויאמן את הדסה, כי אסתר בת דודו אין לה אב ואם, והנערה יפת תורה וכתובה מראה, ובמות אביה, ואימה לקחה מרדכי לא לבד, והיא שמעה דבר המלך בדעתו, והקבץ נערות רבות אל שושן הבירה, אל עד הגיא, ותלך אסתר את בית המלך, אל בית המלך, אל יד הגיא, שומר הנשים, ותיטב הנערה בעיניו, ותיסחן לפניו, ויבחל את תומרכך, ואת מנותיך לתת לה, ואת שבע הנערות הראויות לתת לה מבית המלך, וישנע את נערותיך לטוב בית הנשים, לא הגידה אסתר את עמה ואת מולדתה, כי מרדכי ציווה עליך, אשר לא תגיד, ובכל יום ויום מרדכי מתהלך לפני חצר בית הנשים, לדעת את שלום אסתר, ומה יעשה בה, ובהגיעה תור נערה ונערה לבוא אל המלך אחשוורוש, מקץ היות לה כדת הנשים שניהם 10 חודש, כי כן ימלאו ימי מרוככן 6 חודשים בשמן המור, ו6 חודשים בסמים בתורכי הנשים, ובזה הנערה אל המלך את כל אשר תאמר, יינתן לה לבוא עמה מבית הנשים על בית המלך בערב היא באה, ובבוקר היא שבה אל בית הנשים שני אל יד שסגז. שריס המלך שומר הבגלשים, לא תבוא עוד את המלך אל המלך, כי אם חפץ בה המלך ונקרא בשם, ובהגיעה תור אסתר בת אביחיל דוד מרדכי, אשר לקח לו לבד לבוא אל המלך, לא ביקשה דבר, כי אם את אשר יאמר הגיא שריס המלך שומר הנשים, ותהי אסתר נושאת חן בעיני כל רואיך. I have to roll. ותלחק אסתר אל המלך אחשוורוש אל בית מלכותו בחודש העשירי, הוא חודש טבת בשנת 7 למלכותו. ויחב המלך את אסתר מכל הנשים, ותשחן וחסד לפניו מכל הבתולות, וישם כתר מלכות בראשה, וימליכך תחת ושתי, ויעש המלך משתה גדול לכל שריו ועבדיו את משתה אסתר וחנכה למדינות עשה וייתן מעשה תחיית המלך ויחבץ בתולות שנית ומרדכי יושב בשער המלך אין אסתר מאגדת מולדתה ואת עמה כאשר ציווה עליך מרדכי ואת מאמר מרדכי אסתר עושה כאשר הייתה ועמה איתו בימים ההם ומרדכי יושב בשער המלך קצף בגתן ותרש שני סריסי המלך משמורי הסף ויבקשו לשולח יד במלך אחשוורוש ויבא הדבר למרדכי ויגד לאסתר המלכה ותאמר אסתר למלך בשם מרדכי ויבוקש הדבר וימצא ויתעלו שניכם על עץ וייכתב בספר דברי הימים לפני המלך.
Right, we're up to chapter 3, which can be found at the beginning of chapter 3.
In its usual spot, right after chapter 2.
At the end of chapter 2. Rena,
But not before chapter 4. All right, don't worry about it. We start right there.
אחר הדברים האלה גידל המלך אחשוורוש את המן בן המדתה הגגי וינשאהו וישם את כיסו מעל כל המלך אשר כל השרים אשר איתו וכל עבדי המלך אשר בשער המלך קוראים ומשתחווים להמן כי כן ציווה לו המלך ומרדכי לא יקרא ולא ישתחווה ויאמרו עבדי המלך אשר בשער המלך למרדכי עבדי את עובר את מצוות המלך. Oh yeah, that's all I know. ויהי באומרם אליו יום ויום ולא שמע עליהם ויגידו להמן לראות יעמדו דברי מרדכי כי הגיד להם אשר הוא יהודי וירא המן כי אין מרדכי קורע ומשתחווה לו וימלא המן חמה. Sorry, can I see your thing again? Oh, okay. ויבז בעיניו לשלוח יד במרדכי לבדו כי הגידו לו את עם מרדכי ויבקש המן להשמיד את כל היהודים אשר בכל מלכות אחשוורוש עם מרדכי בחודש הראשון הוא חודש ניסן בשנת 12 למלך אחשוורוש הפיל פור הוא הגורל לפני המן מיום ליום ומחודש לחודש 12 הוא חודש אדר ויאמר המן למלך אחשוורוש ישנו עם אחד מפוזר ומפורד בין העמים בכל מדינות מלכותך ודתיהם שונות מכולם ואת דתי המלך אינם עושים ולמלך אין שווה להניחם אם על המלך טוב ייכתב לעבדם ב10,000 כיכר כסף, אשכול על ידי עושי המלאכה, להביא אל גנזי המלך.
At 4:15 today, we had the opportunity to hear 15 or 16 of our young people from the religious school read Megillah, and also some of their parents. Orly wasn't able to make it at 4:15, but is here now, so she's going to read her verse now. And I hope you also enjoy all of the teens who are reading Megillah this year. All right, go ahead, Orly.
ויסר המלך את תורתו מידו וינה להמן בן המדתה הגיג סורר היהודים.
ויאמר המלך להמן, הכסף נתון לך והעם לעשות בו כטוב בעיניך, ויקראו סופרי המלך בחודש הראשון ב13 יום בו, וייכתב ככל אשר ציווה המן. אל החשטר פני המלך ואל הפחות אשר על מדינה ומדינה, ואל שרי עם ועם, מדינה ומדינה ככתבה, ועם ועם כלשונו. בשם המלך אחשוורוש נכתב ונחתם בטבעת המלך.
Sophie.
Am I done?
Yeah.
Finish the law.
ונשלוח ספרים ביד הרצים על כל מדינת המלך להשמיד, להרוג ולאבד את כל היהודים. מן הרב יצא קין טף ונשים ביום אחד ב13 לחודש 12 הוא חודש אדר, ושלום לאבות פת שכן הכתב. אלינה תדת בכל מינה ומדינה, גלי לכל עמים, לאות עתידם לאום הזה. הרצים יצאו הדואפים בדבר המלך, ועדת נינה בשושע הבירה, והמלך והמן ישבו לשתות, והעיר שושע נבואה.
Thank you. Right. Chapter 4. Judy, the very last verse of chapter 4, Jacob Shapiro is going to do. Verse 17. I'll stop you.
Okay.
It's Kermit.
ומרדכי ידע את כל אשר נעשה, ויקרא מרדכי את בגדיו ולבש שק באפר, ויצא בתוך העיר וישק שקה גדולה ומרה, ויבוא עד לפני שער המלך, כי אין לבוא לשער המלך ולבוש שק, ובכל מדינה ומדינה מקום אשר בבר המלך וביתו מגיע אבל גדול ליהודים בסוף ובכי ומספד, שק לאפר יוצא לרבים, ותבואנה נערות 10 וסריסיה ויגידו לה, ותקנחה למלכה מאוד, ותשלח בגדים להלביש את מרדכי ולהסיר את שקו מעליו, ולא קיבל, ותקרא אסתר לחתך מסרסי המלך אשר העמיד לפניה, ותצוו אל מרדכי לדעת מה זה ועל מה זה, וזה יצא היתר אל מרדכי אל הרחוב העיר אשר לפני שער המלך, ויגד למרדכי את כל אשר קראו ואת פרשת הכסף אשר אמר המן לשקול על כנזי המלך ביהודים לעבדם בפת שכן כתב דת אשר נתן בשושן להשמידם נתן לו להעלות את אסתר ולהגיד לה ולצוות עליה לבוא אל המלך ולהתחנן לו ולבקש מפניו על עמה ויבוא החתך ויגד לאסתר לדברי מרדכי ותאמר אסתר לחתך ותצווהו אל מרדכי כל עובדי המלך והמדינות המלך יודעים אשר כל איש ואישה אשר יבוא אל המלך אל החצר הפנימית אשר לא יקררהו אחד דעתו לעמית לבד מאשר יושיט לו המלך את שרביט הזהב וחיה ואני לא קראתי לבוא אל המלך זה 30 יום ויגידו למרדכי את דברי אסתר ויאמר מרדכי להשיב על אסתר אל תדמי בנפשך להמליט בית המלך מכל היהודים כי אם החרש תחרישי בית הזאת רווח והצלה יעמוד היהודים ממקום אחר ועתו ביתה בכתובד מי יודע אם לעת כזאת הגעת למלכות ותאמר אסתר להשיב אל מרדכי לך נוס את כל היהודים הנמצאים בשושן ויצומו עליי ואל תאכלו ואל תשתו 3 ימים לילה ויום וגם אני ונערותי יצום כן ובכן אבוא אל המלך אשר לא כדת כאשר עבדתי
Yep. ויאמר מרדכי וישכחו אשר ניתן לה ואסתר.
Chapter 5.
All right, Perry is here. You can also come up.
Should probably see the on deck circle. Okay, right here, I think.
Yeah.
Glee netter.
ויהי ביום השלישי, התלבש אסתר מלכות ותאמר, עצר את המלך הפנימית, נוחה בית המלך והמלך, יושב על כיסא מלכותו בבית המלכות, נוחה פתח הבית, ויהי קירות המלך את אסתר המלכה, ומלך בצר, נשא הן בעיניו, היושת המלך לאסתר. את שרביט הזהב אשר ידו תגרב אסתר, התיגע בראש השרביט. ויאמר לך המלך, מעלה אסתר המלכה, ומקשתך, עשי המלכות ונתן לך, ותאמר אסתר עם המלך טוב, יבוא המלך והמן. היום אל המשתה אשר עשיתי לו, ויאמר המלך מרו את המן. לעשות את דבר אסתר, ויבוא המלך והמן. אל המשתה אשר עשתה אסתר, ויאמר המלך לאסתר, ישתה היין, משלתה ונתן לך, ומה בקשתך, על עשי המלכות ותעש, ותען אסתר, ותאמר שאלתי ובקשתי, אם מצאתי הן בעיני המלך, ואם המלך טוב לתת את שאלתי, ולעשות את בקשתי, יבוא המלך ואמר. ומשתה אשר אעשה לכם, ומחר אעשה כדבר המלך.
Yep. So you can all give a second.
ויתה המן. ביום ההוא שמח וטוב לב וחירו המן. Et Mordechai Bashar Hamelech Vilkam Vilzam Imenu Vaimale Haman El Mordechai Hema Vaidape Haman Vayavo El Beito Vayishla Vayaveh Tochava Vavzeresh Ishtov Vayisaper Lachem Haman Et kavod ashro v'rov anavi kol asher gilo chamelet v'ain asher niso ala sarim v'avdei hamelech.
Hello.
Verse 12.
Vayomer Haman Af lo hivia Esther Hamakai Mahamelech El Chamishte Asher Sata Ki Imoti V'gam Lamachar Ani Krula Im Hamelech V'chol Zeh Enenu Shoveli V'chol Asher Ani Ru'et Mordechai Hayodit Yoshev V'shar Hamelech Vatomer lo Zeresh Ishto V'chonava Yasu V'etz Gavoa Chamishim Ama U'bavoker Amor Lamelech Yitlu et Mordechai Alav U'v'yom Hamelech El Chamishte Sameach V'chata Hadavar Lifnei Haman V'yas ha'etz.
Chapter 6.
Easy one. Yep. Until I drop the yacht.
Well, yeah, this is a sandwich. Clean the table here for a moment. Lahu nodedash tamelech vayomer lehavi et sefer hazichronot divrei hayamim vayu nikraim livnei hamelech v'imatzeh katuh asher higid Mordechai Abigtana vateresh Shnei sarisei hamelech Meshomrei hasa Asher bikshu lishloach yad Bamelech Achashverosh Vayomer hamelech Mana asa yikar gdula LaMordechai al zeh Vayomru na'arei hamelech mishartav Lo na'aseh imaho davar Vayomer hamelech mi b'chatzer Vehaman Lachatzer beit hamelech achitzona lemor lamelech lidlot et Mordechai al ha'etz asher hechin lo vayomru na'arei hamelech elav hidei Haman Omed b'chatzer vayomer hamelech yavoho Vayavo Haman Vayomer lo hamelech Mala asot Ba'ish Asher hamelech hafetz bikaro Vayomer Haman Belibo Lemi Yachpot Hamelech Lasot Yikar Yoter Mimeni Vayomer Haman El Hamelech Ish Asher Hamelech Hafetz Bikaro Yaviu Lavush Malchut Asher Lavash Bo Hamelech Vesus Asher Achav Alav Hamelech V'asher nitan keter malchut berosho v'naton halavush v'hasus al yad ish misarei hamelech hapartimim v'hilbishu et ha'ish asher hamelech hafetz Bikaro Vehikivuhu al hasus birchov ha'ir Vekaru lefanav Kacha yeaseh la'ish Asher hamelech hafetz bikaro Vayomer hamelech lehaman Maher Kaket halavush ve'etasus kasher dibarta Vasechein lemordechai ha-Yehudi Hayoshev b'shar hamelech Al tapel davar mikol asher dibarta Vayikach Haman et halavush ve'etasus Vayalvesh et Mordechai, Vayarkivehu birchov ha'ir, Vayikra lefanav, Kacha yeaseh la'ish, Asher hamelech hafetz bikaro. Vayashav Mordechai el shar hamelech, Ve'haman. Nidchaf el beito el aval v'chafui rosh v'ysaper Haman Lazeresh ishto ulecho havav et kol asher karahu vayomru lo chachama v'zeresh ishto Im mizera ha-Yehudim Mordechai asher hachilot alimfo lefanav lo tuchalo kirafol tipol lefanav odim medabrim imo Vesari se hamelech higihu Vayavhilu lehavihi et Haman El hamishte asher asta Esther
Shkach.
That's it.
Yeah, we gotta do a roll. Got it?
Yeah.
ויבוא המלך והמן לשתות עם אסתר המלכה ויאמר המלך לאסתר גם ביום השני במשתה היין מה שאלתך אסתר המלכה ותינתן לך ומה בקשתך על חצי המלכות ותעש ותען אסתר המלכה ותאמר אם מצאתי חן בעיניך המלך אם על המלך טוב תינתן לי נפשי בשאלתי ויעמי בבקשתי כי נמכרנו אני ועמי להשמיד להרוג ולאבד ואילו לעבדים ולשפחות נמכרנו החרשתי כי אין חצר שובב נזר המלך ויאמר המלך אחרוש ויאמר לאסתר המלכה מיהו זה ואיזה הוא אשר מלוא ליבו לעשות כן ותאמר אסתר איש צר ואויב המן הרע הזה והמן נבעט מלפני המלך והמלכה והמלך קם בחמתו ממשתה היין אל גינת הביתן והמן עמד לבקש על נפשו מאסתר המלכה, כי ראה כי חלתה עליו הרעה מאת המלך, והמלך שב מגינת הביתן אל בית משתה היין, והמן נופל על המיטה שאסתר עליה, ויאמר המלך, הגם לכבוש את המלכה עמי בבית, הדבר יצא מפי המלך ופני המן קפוא, ויאמר חרבונה אחד מן הסריסים לפני המלך, גם הנה העץ אשר עשה המן למרדכי אשר דיבר טוב על המלך, עומד בבית המן גבוה 50 אמה. ויאמר המלך, תלו עליו, ויתלו את המן על העץ אשר הכין למרדכי, וחמת המלך שכחה.
Maddie. And Arya, you can also come back. We're on chapter 8.
Vayom Hahu? Right there.
Bayom hahu Natan Hamelech Ahashverosh Esther Hamaka Ebeit Haman. Shorei Ayudim Umordechai Ba Lifnei Hamelech Ki Higda Esther Mahula Vayasor Hamelech Et Habato Asher Havia Mei Haman. Vayitna leMordechai Vata'asem Esther Et Mordechai al Beit Haman. Vatosef Esther v'tidaber lifnei hamelech v'tipol lifnei raglav v'tavech v'titanen lo lahavia et ra'at Haman. Hagagi v'ed mahashavto asher shab al hayudim v'yoshet hamelech le'Esther et shavit hazahav v'ta'akem Esther v'tamod lifnei hamelech. ותאמר אם המלך טוב ואם מצאתי הן לפניו וחשור הדבר לפני המלך וטובה אני בעיניו ייכתב להשיב את הספרים מה השבט המן. בן עמדת הגגי אשר כתב לעבוד את היהודים אשר בכל מדינות המלך כי אהה וראיתי וראה אשר ימצא את עמי ואהה וראיתי ובדון מולדתי. ויאמר המלך אחשוורוש לאסתר המלכה ולמרדכי היהודי הנה בית המן. נתתי לאסתר ואותו תלו על העץ על אשר שלח ידו ביהודים ואתם כתבו על היהודים כתוב ביניהם בשם המלך ותטמאו בטבעת המלך כי הכתב אשר נחתם בשם המלך ונחתום בטבעת המלך אין להשיב.
ויקראו צווי המלך ויהי בחודש השישי הוא חודש סיוון ב13 בו ויקטוף ככל שציוות מרדכי אל היהודים ואל 11 פנים ברכות לזרעי המדינות אשר מעודו ועד כוש 27 ומאה מדינה ככתבה ועם כלשונו ואל היהודים ככתבם וכלשונם ויכתוב בשם המלך אחשוורוש ויחתום בטבעת המלך וישלח ספרים ביד הרצים בסוסים רוכבי הרכש החשרנים בני הרמחים אשר נתן המלך Hamrachim asher Natan hamelech layudim asher b'chol ir va'ir liyakel molan hasham lashmid arog labed kol chelam u'menina hazarim otam tafanasim ushalam lavos beyom echad b'chol meninot hamelech Ashverosh b'shosha asar lechodesh ne'asar hu chodesh adar pashegan haktav linaten dat b'chol menina u'menina Galui lechol amim liot hayudim aditim layom hazeh lahinakem me'oivehem haratzim rochvei harechash hachashranim yatsu mevolim uchofim bidvar hamelech v'hadat nina b'shushana beira Umordechai yatsa mifnei hamelech bilbush malchut techel et bachur v'ateret zahag gedolav dachrichut v'argaman v'ayir shushan tzolav v'samecha Layudim haitara v'simcha v'sason v'ikar v'chol menina v'chol ir v'ayir mekom asher dar melech v'atom agia simcha v'sason layudim mishteh v'yom tov v'rabim imei haaretz miyadim ki nafal pachad yudim alehem.
Rena and Maddie and Arye have been reading for 5 years now, 6 years, the Megillah every year, and this is their seniors. So of course, you're welcome to join us with Purim in future years. But if you happen not to be, we do have some gaps in our Megillah reading. So if you have been thinking to yourself, wow, these teens are doing such a great job, the adults are doing such a great job, I'd really like to challenge myself to learn. But you do not have to do a whole chapter. You can do a quarter of a chapter, or 3 verses, or 8 verses. We'd be happy to do that. So please let me know. I'll give you a recording. I'll work with you. You can start now and do it for next year. But we know all of chapter 8 is open because it is the case that our teens are going to college. Or whatever they're doing next. Chapter 9.
Are we done with readers? Because I'll close this up, or? No, Colden's going to read chapter 10.
Okay, that's easy to find then. Okay. Okay, I've got it set on chapter 10. It's just that last paragraph. It's easy to find.
Uvishneim Asar Chodesh Hu Chodesh Adar B'shosha Asar Yom Bo Asher Higi Advar HaMelech V'dato Laheyasot Bayom Asher Simru Hoivei Yudim Lishlot Bahem V'nafochu Asher Yishletu Ayudim Hema V'soneyem Nikalu Ayudim Barihem B'chol Meninot HaMelech Ashverosh Lishlo Akad B'mvakshei Ratam Ve'ish lo amad lifneihem yinafa bagdam al kol amim v'lo sarei hameninot v'achashtar penim ha'bachot v'asei hamlacha asher lamelech menasim et hayudim ki nafa pachad Mordechai aleihem ki gadol Mordechai beveit hamelech v'shomo olech b'chol meninot ki ha'ish Mordechai holech v'gadol hayaku hayudim v'chol oiveihem makan cherev hereg ve'avdan hayasu b'zoneihem kirtzonam u'v'shushan amira hargu hayudim ve'abed chamesh me'od ish V'yei parshanda David Dalvon v'taspa David Borah David Adalia David David Paramashta David Aristai David 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 B'nei Haman Ben Amdat Atzorer Hayudim Haragu V'Abiza Lo Shalchu Et Yadam Bayom Ha'u Ba'Mizbar Hagvim B'Shushan HaBira Livnei HaMelech Vayomer HaMelech L'Ester HaMalka B'Shushan HaBira Haragu Hayudim V'Abeid Hamesh Me'od Ish V'Ed Aseret B'nei Haman Bishar Mininot Hamelech Masu Umashela Teich Minatin Lach Umabakasha Teich Od Vatayas Vatamer Hamelech Ima Hamelech Tov Yinatin Kamachar Vayudim Asher Bishushan Asot Kedat Hayom Et Aseret B'nei Haman.
Why are you using that voice?
Because it's Purim. Yidlu ala eitz. Vayomer hamelech le'asot kein v'tinatinat b'shushan et aser b'nei Haman. Talu vayikalu hayudim asher b'shushan gam b'yom 14 l'chodesh Adar vayargu b'shushan 300 ish uvaviza lo shalchu et yadam ushar hayudim asher b'minot hamelech nikalu v'amod al nafsham v'noach me'avayhem v'arog b'sonihem Hamisha v'shivim alef uvaviza lo shalchu et yadam vayom 13 l'chodesh Adar v'noach Barbas arbo vaso to yom ishteves kidimcha hayudim asher b'shushan nikalu b'shoshas arbo uvarbas arbo v'noach Chamishas arbo vaso to yom ishteves simcha al kein hayudim aperazim Hayoshvim barei aperazot osim Het yom 14 l'chodesh Adar simcha mishtev yom tov Mishlach manot ish lo yehu Mishlach manot ish lo yehu Vayikto Mordechai et hayudim To hara asher chashav al yudim al rosho V'talu oto et panav al ha'etz Al kein Karu layamim ha'ile purim Al shem ha'pur Al kain al kol divrei haigeret hazot umarau al kacho ma'igi alayem kimu v'kiblu hayudim alayem ve'al zaram ve'al kol anil v'yamayhem v'lo yavor liodosim et shenei hayamim ha'ile kiktavam v'chizmanam v'chol shana v'shana v'hayamim ha'ile nizkarim v'nasim v'chol dor v'dor Mishpacha u'mishpacha mina mina v'yir v'yir v'imei aburim ha'ile lo yavru mitoch hayudim v'zichram lo yasuf mizaram ha'tichtov Esther hamalka bad Avichai Mordechai hayudi eit kol tokef l'kayem et igeret ha'purim hazot ha'shenit v'yishlach sefarim el kol hayudim el sheva v'esrim u'meya mina malchut achashverosh divrei shalom v'yemet l'kayem Lekayem et yemei hapurim ha'ile b'zmanehem kasher kiyam alayhem Mordechai hayudi v'Esther hamalka v'kasher kimu al nafsham v'al zaram divrei atzamot v'zakatam u'mamar Esther kiyam divrei hapurim ha'ile v'nichtav b'sefer. All right. Colden's going to read the final chapter. When we get to the end, we'll have the opportunity to stand up and hear the blessings for concluding the reading of the Megillah. A few things about chapter 10, which I think are supposed to be humorous. Note that Mordechai and Esther, after doing all of this, are well liked by most of the Jews, but they still have some critics. Not they weren't well liked by everybody. I think that's very true. Also, Achashverosh, he passed all of these laws lowering the taxes at the beginning of the story, but of course in chapter 10 raises those taxes right back up to pay for all of the partying that he's been doing. And you'll notice that Colden helps us to look forward to the next holiday. You'll see why. Chapter 10.
Vayasem hamelech Ashverosh mas al haaretz v'yehaya b'chol maseh tokov v'urato uparshat gedula Mordechai asher gidlo hamelech Elohim ketuvim al sefer daber hamim lemalchei madai ufaras.
Ki Mordechai Yehudim Mishnah Lamelech Ashverosh V'gadol Yehudim V'ratzui L'rov Echav Dorish Tov Le'amo V'daver Shalom L'chol Zaro.
Ki Mordechai Chayudi Mishnah Lamelech Ahashverosh V'gadol Yehudim V'yatzuvi l'rod echad Dorish Tov Le'elamo V'daber Shalom L'chol Tzaro.
Please rise.
Where? Nope, I can. Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam harav erivenu v'hadan et dinenu v'hanokem et nichmatenu v'hanokem et shmuel gemul l'chol oivei nafshenu v'hanifra lanu mitzarenu. Baruch atah Adonai hanifra lemo Yisrael mikol tzarehem ha'el haMoshiach.
Amen. Okay, we turn back to our Sidurim for Aleinu, page 281. Page 281. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol l'teit gedula liotzer breshit shalom l'tzayim miklayei haratzot elo zamanu k'mishpechot adamav shalom l'samim v'kol horaleinu kechol hamonam Mishtachavim u'modim Ibnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shenu Geshamayim Yotron. V'ne'emar v'yadin melech al kol haaretz B'yom ha'hiyom echad u'shmo echad. Kaddish Avelim, Mourner's Kaddish, page 282. Yitgadal, V'yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Ve'alma, Divra, Kirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, Chayechon, Uv'yomechon, Uv'chayei, Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uv'izman, Kari, V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah, Mevarach, Le'alam, Olamei Almayah. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei dekudesha parichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechmata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim, haleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom romav, hu yazeh shalom, haleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Chag Sameach. A huge yasher koach to everybody who read Megillah, who participated in our Megillah reading, and especially to Logan Shapiro, Eileen Friedman, Ava Ehrlich, Joe Shang, Rena Moses, Rachel Besser, Orly Bailey, Sophie Garmel, Judy Ben-Ami, Jacob Shapiro, Daniel Korovar, Perry Levine, Mira Stashauer, Steve Schmidt, Howie Middleman, Maddie Ehrlich, Aryeh Korovar, and Colden Shapiro. A huge yasher koach, and also a yasher koach to all of those who read at the earlier service at 4:15. We're going to take a 3 to 5 minute break. Then there is an opportunity for a Purim spiel, I'm told, and the Purim spiel will be right here. So please stick around for it. Take a bathroom break. Come back here for the Purim spiel.
There are still parts. So if you want to read for a Purim spiel, we are casting now. Opening still available.
Can I get a part here?
Would you like to be the president of the synagogue?
Oh, sure. I'd love to be the president of the synagogue. Yeah.
Or you could be Vashti and rant. Would you want to rant or do you want the president of the
I don't
synagogue?
know. Which one do you think I should be?
You can rant.
I can rant.
Did the microphone go back?
It's a short part, but
Okay.
No, what's your baby's name?
my wife may have it.
Oh,
So you have the mic? Oh, it's right here.
oh, okay.
Thank you for reading. Well done.
Yeah, it was fun. It's great having all those kids.
if you have a part, please come on up so that we're not here all night. All night long. And then I'll sing, and nobody wants that. So who's our Zeresh?
Okay.
Can use any of the mics?
But who am I going to hand this to?
Don't worry.
You got the spares?
Yeah, I do have the spares. I'll pick one spares. So for Haggai to be on deck,
Who's the guy?
pick one of the ladies.
Who's the guy?
It's Sophie. Oh, it's nice.
Okay, I'm going to hand this to you.
All right. And what is the title of our play, my darling wife?
Something wicked this way comes. Perms Bill 5875.
Why, it's a crowd of munchkins, and they're all standing around a giant gallows. Haggai, Hathach, what's happening here?
It's the Jews. They've hung Haman from his own gallows.
All the munchkins are celebrating the death of the wicked vizier of the East. There won't be any more oppression of munchkins. Well, or Jews either.
Hey, Miss Zeresh, why does Jewishness happen?
That's a good question. One many people find confusing. Are people born Jewish, or do they have Jewishness thrust upon them?
Didn't you know Haman back before he became vizier?
Yes, I did know him. That is, our paths did cross at school, back when I was a student at the University of Shizhan.
Tell us about him, Miss Zeresh. How did he become wicked?
Well, it all happened a long time ago, back in the day when Ahasuerus was the Wizard of Oz, ruling 127 provinces from Hodu to Khartoum. It started when the wizard decided to hold a great banquet. Everyone came.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Shushan.
I have decided to hold the greatest banquet that any wizard has ever held. We'll have drinking from the golden goblets, and we'll hold it in the finest location in the kingdom.
Where is the finest location in the kingdom?
Lately, I've been hearing an awful lot about a place called the Zionist Saloon. Maybe we could hold it there.
Sounds intriguing. What do they have there?
All kinds of things. Apparently, it's very educational. And everyone at the Zionist Saloon is Jewish.
At the Zionist Saloon, the bartenders are Jewish, the bouncers are Jewish, even the prostitutes are Jewish. They talk about the Jewish prostitutes a lot. I'm not sure why.
That part sounds exciting. Let's take the golden goblets down to the Zionist Saloon and party.
Everyone who was anyone in the palace came down to the banquet at the Zionist Saloon, and the feasting and the drinking were according to the law, in accordance with the wizard's wealth. The only problem was the dancing.
The dancing here is terrible. All they do is go around in circles.
Yeah, and they won't let me join the women's circle.
I have an idea. Let us summon Queen Vashti to sing and dance for the wizard's pleasure.
Having a queen sing and dance in a psalm? That sounds wicked!
And she's already been drinking heavily from the wizard's golden goblets. She's gotten shicked.
And we'll make her dance without any clothes on. It'll be perfect. She'll be naked and shicked and wicked. Send one of the winged monkey's drones we have just bought from China over to the cartoon palace and put it on video.
Vashti, you are to appear naked immediately at the Zionist Saloon.
If I weren't so drunk, I swear there was a flying monkey monkey telling me to appear naked at the Zionist saloon.
Vashti, this is real.
I did see a flying monkey, I did.
Vashti, now.
Shut up! I heard you. And let me guess, because you don't want it known that you're all a bunch of perverted hypocrites, you will send a squad of the modesty police to make sure that I am covered head to toe in a socially acceptable, formless sack all the way over. Or maybe you can just have the International Red Cross ferry me the 200 meters from the palace. I hear they're all in on being a ride-share service now. Do you think I'm some Jewess that you can order around and abuse and not even a self-proclaimed feminist will believe or care? You're just a creep who can't even be bothered to get off your lazy tail and ask me in person. I have 3 no's for you. No, I won't come. No, I won't dance. And no, I won't take my clothes off. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little drone, too.
Look, she's throwing a stick at the drone. That's 3 no's from Khartoum. This is unacceptable. Launch the drone strike.
It's just as well. The maintenance of our palace was killing the budget. Meantime, what are all those people over there talking about?
They're from the World Zionist Congress.
That's why they're drinking at the Zionist saloon. What brings them there?
Oh, she's already been drinking. And the wizard's golden goblets. Apparently, there's going to be some kind of election. They want people to vote for something they're calling merkaz, whatever that is.
That gives me an idea. How if we hold an election to find a new queen to replace Vashti?
An excellent idea. We'll organize it immediately. We'll invite all the virgins in the kingdom to compete to become the queen. I'm not sure that's going to work.
Why not?
It's because of Shugets. Ever since he got elected to Congress and came to Shushan, young virgins have become really difficult to find around here. Something seems to have happened to them all. Not sure what.
All right, we'll open it up to everyone then.
Good idea. And see if you can get some of these Jewish prostitutes that they're talking about to run.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, 2 spears flew at Achashverosh, and one of them hit him in the ear.
Achashverosh, are you okay? You're bleeding from your ear.
I'll be fine. I'm going to keep fighting.
Find those people who threw those spears immediately.
Here they are. We caught them trying to flee through the tunnel to the mikveh.
Big Than and Teresh.
Have them executed at once and reward that man who caught them.
But nothing was done for Dr. Dilla Mordechai because the wizard's courtiers were too busy organizing the election for a new queen. The news reached a nice Jewish girl, not a prostitute, named Esther, who lived with Dilla Mordechai in Shushan. But when she arrived at the palace to enter the election, we noticed she was different.
Look at the new girl in the palace. Thinks she's gonna become queen.
Welcome to the palace. My name is Zeresh, and you are?
My name is Esther.
And did something happen to you on the way here?
All right, let's get this over with. No, I'm not seasick. No, I did not eat grass as a child, and yes, I've always been green.
And the defensiveness? Is that a recent development?
Welcome to the palace, Miss Esther. I am Haggai. It's my job to help you prepare for the contest to become queen.
The green skin. We're going to have to work around that. But don't worry, there's plenty we can do.
When someone needs a makeover, I simply have to take over. I know exactly what they need. And even in your case, though it's the toughest case I've yet to face, I'm determined to succeed Follow my lead, and yes, indeed, you will be popular.
It's not about aptitude, it's the way you're viewed, it's the way you're viewed. So it's very shrewd to be very, very popular, like me.
And though you protest your disinterest, I know clandestinely you're gonna grin and bear it your newfound popularity.
You'll be popular, just not quite as popular as me.
But you're going to need a new hat. The three-cornered thing you're wearing isn't exactly the latest fashion.
But what will I do with it?
I wouldn't give that hat to my worst enemy. Actually, I can think of someone to give it to.
I can't wait to see who would wear it.
That's how I met Haman. He was this backwater bumpkin from Amalek who had no sense of style at all, and I thought it'd be funny to see him in Esther's awful hat. But that hat had magic powers, and it got him enrolled in the sorcery class at the University of Shizshan. In no time, he worked his way up to the vizier of the kingdom. Meantime, the debate between the finalists in the contest to become queen was on television, and they were watching it at the Shushan synagogue.
How's Esther doing in the debate?
Pretty well, I think, but Zeresh still seems to be the leading candidate to become queen.
She does look good in that pink dress. What are they talking about now?
Tax policy.
Kind of a strange subject for candidates for queens to discuss, don't you think?
Yeah, but this whole debate's been really strange. Listen to this.
Zeresh, would you favor higher taxes to help reduce the kingdom's debt?
Yes, I would. With money from the increased taxes on the wealthy, we'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, childcare, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Well, she's right. She did beat Medicare. She did beat it to death. Ooh, there goes Zeresh's chances of being queen.
And with Zeresh gone, that clears the way for Esther.
Between her strong debate performance, her improved headgear, and the Achashverosh's taste for green skin, Esther won the election and became queen. But the policies Haman was implementing as vizier were not good for the Jews of Oz, and particularly not good for Dr. Dilla Mordechai, teaching history at the University of Shizshan.
Why do we study history? Because history explains our present circumstances. The kingdom has always been ambivalent at best about the presence of Jews in the wizard's inner circle. Recently, some who are opposed to it have proposed policies to restrict the rights of Jews to voice their opinions and be part of public debate.
Why can't you just teach us history instead of always harping on the past?
Suddenly, a crowd of goons led by Haman broke into Dr. Dilla Mordechai's classroom.
All right, everyone. Class is over.
What are you doing?
This is the new agency I've created, the Department of Palace Efficiency. We're going to cut all the waste and fraud out of government. We're starting with the Department of Education. We're getting rid of all the DEI programming, and your class is first on our list. You won't be teaching here much longer, unless you bow down before me right now.
I will never bow down before you, Haman.
I don't think you understand. You don't have any cards. Here, I have all the cards. You don't have any cards. And why are you dressed in that black sweater? Couldn't you have put on a suit to teach your class? And you haven't said thank you to me once since I became vizier. I think you should show a little respect.
I will do this for you. I will take off this sweater and put on sackcloth and ashes.
Haman went back to the wizard to arrange his revenge against Dilla Mordechai.
Your Majesty, there are two matters I need to discuss.
Whatever you wish, Haman.
First, my cabinet appointments. I was going to appoint Kristi Noem as Attorney General, but apparently Congress is squeamish about letting people who write books about shooting their dog be a cabinet member.
I don't know why that should be a barrier.
Anyway, I need someone else, and Congressman Shashgeitz is in trouble with the House Ethics Committee.
What's he done this time?
The committee got its hands on his Venmo records. You wouldn't believe some of the things he's bought for 16-year-olds. He's going to have to resign from Congress, so he needs a new job.
All right, we'll nominate him.
And second, there's a certain people in the kingdom whose laws are different from every other people's, and they do not obey the wizard's laws. It is not befitting the wizard to tolerate them because they oppose all our plans to make Oz great again. If it pleases the wizard, let it be decreed that they be destroyed.
Can we send the Department of Palace Efficiency to kill them all?
The dopes can fire people, but they're not allowed to kill them, at least not so far. But they are practicing with their chainsaws in case we let them. Instead, give me the wizard's signet ring and I will deal with them.
Here's the ring. Do with it what you see fit. Just don't embarrass me at the CPAC convention with it.
Of course not, Your Majesty. I have a chainsaw for that.
News of Haman's plans to destroy the Jews quickly spread around Shushan. The president of the Shushan synagogue called an emergency board meeting to discuss them.
Our first order of business is countering all the publicity that Haman's campaign against the Jews is getting.
We're losing control of the narrative. Last week, the BBC aired an allegedly neutral documentary about Haman's plans, which was narrated by one of Haman's 10 sons.
On top of that, Haman's crackdown against the Jews in universities is gaining traction. His dope thugs are canceling funding for any school that has programs supporting Jewish students on campus, and his campaign against me personally has taken a nasty turn.
What happened now?
He sent his dope thugs to euthanize my pet squirrel Peanut.
That's terrible. Sending the dopes to euthanize your pet squirrel Peanut? You made such cute Instagram videos with him.
They claimed he bit a wildlife biologist and might have rabies, and that was the end of Peanut.
It's bad enough that Haman is coming after the Jews, but now he's trying to destroy our squirrels too? The only person who can save us is Queen Esther. Hathach, you must visit her in the palace and get her to intervene.
Later that day, Hathach met Esther and implored her to save the Jews of Oz.
Esther, you need to see the wizard and get him to annul Haman's decree.
But that's impossible. The dopes have taken all the funding away from USAID.
What is USAID, you said?
It's the Universal Service for Annulling Ill-Considered Decrees. Haman didn't value the important work they do, so he cut their budget and fired them all.
Then you need to get the wizard to reinstate their budgets.
But I can't. No one has been summoned to see the wizard for 30 days, and no one can see the wizard without being summoned and live. The winged monkeys don't take kindly to that.
There is one way you may be summoned to see the wizard. One day, the wizard will test your sorcery, and when he calls, you must pass the test. And when you do, you'll be able to ask him to save the Jewish people. Do not think that being the queen will protect you, though.
When the time comes, I shall do my very best.
That very night, the wizard's sleep was disturbed because the palace fire alarms kept going off when all the motion sensors failed.
Why do the police have to come out here every time this happens? If all the racket, I'll never be able to get back to sleep.
How about if we read you from the Grimmery?
Remind me again what the Grimmery is?
It's our most powerful book of sorcery. It has magic which is so strong it can even put you back to sleep.
Very well. Bring it out and start reading it to me.
We'll have it to summon one of the palace sorcerers. The book is written in a language which is incomprehensible to most people. Only the sorcerers can read it.
Oh, then we've got a problem.
Why is that?
Because yesterday the dopes fired all the sorcerers on the palace staff. There's no one working here who can read it anymore.
How could Haman do that?
Well, you gave him your signet ring, and you create this whole department for him, which isn't answerable to anyone else in the government.
And he doesn't exactly think before he starts fighting people.
Damn.
Firing people.
There's only one way we can get the book read. It's time to summon Queen Esther to test her sorcery.
Good evening, Your Majesty.
How can I serve you?
Esther, we need you to read to us from this book.
Why, this is Balaila Hahu no da Shenat HaMelech Vayomer La Havi et Sefer. It's Hebrew.
Go ahead, Esther, read it to us, if you can.
But I can't reveal to them that I'm Jewish. What do I do?
Esther, are you able to read it or not?
Certainly I can. It says, Chad Purim, Chad Gadol, La Yehudim.
But what does that mean?
You don't understand it?
No, I just sell leather-bound copies of it for 60 shekels to help finance my golf expenses. Please translate it for us.
They don't understand it. I can tell them it means anything I want. Well, the first part says this. So I put my hands up. They're playing my song. The butterflies fly away. I'm nodding my head like, yeah. Moving my hips like, yeah. But the second part records how Dr. Dilla Mordechai caught Big Ben and Teresh when they threw spears at him at the Zionist saloon, and nothing was done to reward him. Has the wizard fallen asleep?
He has. It's magical. Wake him up so we can ask him about Bigham and Teresh.
What?
Your Majesty, was anything ever done to reward Dilla Mordechai for turning in Big Dan and Teresh?
We told Karsena to take care of that.
Bad news, Your Majesty. The dopes fired Karshina as part of the purge of the palace's DEI innovations. He never got a chance to give Mordechai his reward.
Who's that in the courtyard?
It's Haman, Your Majesty.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Aha, just the person I wanted. Haman, what should be done for the person who the wizard wishes to honor?
He must want to reward me for saving the palace so much money with the dope. Give the man a black moga hat that the wizard has worn, and a chainsaw that the wizard has wielded at Mar-a-Lago. Then give him a broomstick that the wizard rode and let him fly through the skies of Oz upon it.
Excellent. Do all you have said for Dr. Dilla Mordechai.
Dr. Dilla Mordechai, who I just thrown out of the University of Shizan for teaching his students about the rights of Jews?
Yes, do not omit the thing. And Esther, what can we do for you?
If I have found favor in the wizard's eyes, let the wizard and Haman join me for a banquet that I will hold at the Zionist saloon, and there I will make my request.
So Haman took the moga hat and the chainsaw and the broomstick and did all that the wizard requested. But afterwards he spoke with his advisors about the destruction of the Jews of Oz.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
Everything is going wrong for me since Esther was able to read to the wizard from that grimmery.
I'm afraid it's only getting worse. Shoshgates had to withdraw his nomination for Attorney General.
What happened?
The House was getting ready to release its ethics report on his conducts around the palace harem. Withdrawing was the only way to keep it from being released.
On top of that, I've just gotten a strange email from the Department of Palace Efficiency. It's asking me to list 5 things I've done this week. And I've also gotten a one-time buyout offer if I resign from the palace staff immediately.
Sounds like the dopes are getting out of control. Don't reply to the email.
And did you know Vashti's back?
I thought we blew her up in a drone strike.
Apparently she survived, and she's gone out on something called the Eras Tour. Worse, she's re-recorded all my God,
All her hits. All her hit songs.
All her hit songs, and released the new track under the titles Vashti's version. Worse, she's released a new song dissing the wizard.
I hear she does that to all her ex-boyfriends.
It goes, hands touch, eyes meet, sudden silence, sudden heat, Winged monkeys leap in a giddy whirl. He could be that boy, but I'm not that girl.
Here's what's really bad. You know what the Jews are doing now. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Right here in Shushan. They're eating the pets.
You know that story has been debunked.
Cats and dogs aren't even kosher.
Well, that's what people are telling me. We'll have to see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang Del Mordechai on a gallows, 50 cubits high, decorated with anti-Zionist propaganda. I'll summon my 10 sons to watch with these gold Marduk Lives pagers I just got a deal on. And just before I hang him on the gallows, I'll hand him a special frame certificate to remember the moment.
What happens to the rest of the Jews?
Well, just kill them all. But make sure you prepare gift bags for them first. I mean, we wouldn't want to be people we wouldn't want people to think we are a fanatical death cult or anything bad like that.
But know this, Haman, if Mordecai is of Jewish ancestry, then you will surely fall before him. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the wizard changed his mind entirely and decided to deport all the Amalekites instead. Have you seen the Amalekite quarter of Shushan? It's terrible. It's the worst. He'll tear it down and build a great new Riviera, really good quality housing like a beautiful town, right where the Amalekite quarter used to be.
Sure, whatever. Look, I've got to get this banquet that Esther has invited me to. Zeresh, what are you doing?
I'm trying to kiss you goodbye, but I can't reach your face around that silly three-cornered hat you're wearing.
That's okay. I'll be a lot happier if you don't kiss me.
Everyone went back to the second Zionist saloon for more drinking from the golden goblets and to hear what Esther's request of the wizard would be. But they had to wait because Haman showed up late.
Haman, where have you been all this time?
No one told me that the Zionist saloon is at a different house each time they hold it. Saloon? And you've got to call in advance to find out where it's going to be. And it was a nasty driving over there here in the snow.
Well, now that you're here, we can get down to business. Esther, what is your request? Even if it extends to half the kingdom, it shall be yours.
This is my petition and my request. If it please the wizard, let my life be granted to me as my request and my people as my petition. For we have been sold, and I, my people, to be destroyed.
Where's the one who dared to do such a thing?
It's him! This wicked Haman.
Haman fell back on Esther's couch in fear.
And you, Haman, you're a fraud. You have no power, no matter how shallow and self-absorbed you pretend to be.
Oh, excuse me, but there's no pretense here. I happen to be genuinely self-absorbed and deeply shallow.
The gallows that Haman made for Mordecai stand in Haman's house, 50 cubits high.
Hang him.
You'll never succeed in hanging me. You and your childless cat lady queen, you'll see the power I have.
I hope you're happy now. I hope you're happy how you've hurt your cause forever.
I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity. And you can't pull me down.
But when they put Haman on the gallows, he hung like everybody else.
Defying gravity didn't work. You really had no power.
After hanging Haman, the Jews killed Haman's 10 sons by making all their gold pagers explode. Actually, they only killed 9. Parmashta survived by having his pager in his front pocket. After the explosion, he replaced Haggai in the harem as the chief eunuch.
I want to make a special thank you to all the people who stay and come and read, who've done this before, and an even more special thank you to the people who did this for the first time, having no idea what they were getting into. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Or should I